people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are enjoying your Monday morning so far. It's a new week, new goals, new money. You know what the expectation is. Yeah, I hope you guys are making improvements on your life, day-to-day improvements. Make sure we are hitting the like button. Do subscribe to the channel if we are new. Turn the notification bells on, all of that type of stuff. We much appreciate every single one of you. We're going to be diving into the latest news surrounding Arsenal Football Club as we usually do. So make sure you're hitting that like button. Well, we do have a big one today, 5 p.m. Raw and Uncut episode 2 is back. It's here. It is finally here, ladies and gentlemen. We've got two fantastic content creators joining us. Two of my favorite content creators, Terry Flewers and Curtis Shaw, will be joining us at 5 p.m. to talk Arsenal Football Club. So make sure you are here. You don't want to miss out. You're going to guarantee value in the video that we're going to do at 5 p.m. and you're going to learn so much. You're going to learn so much. Trust me when I say that, ladies and gentlemen. But I hope every single one of you are doing well. Let me know where you are watching from. Big up the gang. We've got the algorithm gang in the building. We appreciate you. Big up Simon. I see you, man. Salute to you. Big up my guy Static, the main mod, always in the building. Big up my guy Abdullah in the building. I see you. Big up Michael King. I see you. Abdullah, I see you. Come on, man. Big up Doctor. I see you. All right. Let's dive straight in. With no further ado, let's look at the latest news surrounding Arsenal Football Club. So, interesting 5-0 over the weekend. Obviously, we are gassed over that 5-0. Is that redemption for Arsenal? Are we going to come back and, be the team that we saw last season? Are we going to see that from Arsenal after that 5-0 thriller? It was a great game. Slow first half. Second half, I think we stepped up. Martinelli, my baller. I'm sure you guys see the match reaction already. Make sure you go and check it out. We was gassed. Obviously, there were question marks, but there's always question marks when you're driving the bus with an inexperienced board. Hey, guys, I can't wait till 5 p.m. We're going to dive in, yeah? Inexperience, incompetence. Oh, yeah, at its finest. Oh, yes. But, good win. We've got Nottingham Forest next. Then we've got Liverpool. Liverpool 4-0 against Bournemouth yesterday. They look like they're on fire. That's 4-0 without Mo Salah. Mo Salah apparently injured. I'm not too sure how true it is, but he will be returning. He wants to get himself fit enough for that Arsenal game. I'm telling you, blood. And right now, if we can't, I'm going to put it out there. If we can't get past Liverpool, if we can't beat Liverpool, title chances are done. Title chances are over, and we have to then focus on top 4 or trying to put all our eggs in that Champions League basket. Because if we can't get past Liverpool, I believe we're out of the race. We're out of the race. Difficult and challenging times for Arteta. It definitely is, ladies and gentlemen. All right, cool. So what are we talking about first? We've got this one in here. Leroy Sane being linked with a move to Arsenal. Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham are showing interest in signing Leroy Sane, according to a fraudulent publication. Obviously, I don't really believe in these guys, but we did speak about Leroy Sane a few weeks ago. He's a player that I would love to see come in at Arsenal Football Club and, give Martinelli a run for his money. Look, it's all good and well talking about these players, but one big problem that Arsenal face at this moment in time is getting these type of dons over the line. The wages are going to be astronomical. The amount of money that you'll put on the table for a Leroy Sane is going to be more or less astronomical. It's going to be a big deal to try and get this done. And I just don't feel like Arsenal have got the capacity, the financial capacity right now to get this one done. We just don't have it there. We've got so much money, and this is something that I want to touch on later on, so I don't really want to talk too much about it right now, but we've got so much money. We generate a lot of money, but the position that we find ourselves in financially, and when we say financially, I'm not talking about the revenue that we're generating over the course of a year. I'm talking about how the finances have been mismanaged at Arsenal over the past 4 years for this project. There's no point speaking about a Leroy Sane on that basis because it's just going to cost us way too much money to get done. And if we have to go through a process of getting rid of a lot of players before we can alleviate any type of pressure and go gun-ho on players like Leroy Sane. Another player that I've always wanted to bring to Arsenal is Milinkovic-Savic. As we do know, he went to Saudi Arabia. He's another player that is unhappy. Why is everyone unhappy at Saudi Arabia? What's going on? What's going on? Is it because of the competition itself? Is it because of the quality of the players? I mean, come on. Saudi Arabia is an absolutely beautiful place to live. So I don't get it. I don't understand why, everyone is kind of falling out of love with the Saudi Arabian league within a space of 6 months. Milinkovic-Savic is one of those players as well. Apparently, he's told Lazio players that he wants to return to Italy or he just wants to return to Europe. He see players a few weeks ago, according to this report here, and I think they was in Saudi Arabia or something like that. Yeah, it was in Saudi Arabia on Saturday, and he told people at the airport. I don't know how do you know this information. Someone must have obviously been spilling the beans, obviously, whether we're taking this for gospel, that is. But you know, he's unhappy. He's unhappy. Maybe there could be something for Arsenal to kind of just creep in and say, you know what, we'll take you off our hands. Saying that, we're looking at a centre midfielder. You know, this is a player that would have definitely been a significant improvement on Granit Xhaka. Significant, you know. So, you know, maybe there could be something with Milinkovic-Savic in January, or maybe there could be something with Milinkovic-Savic in the summer. Who knows? Do comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Milinkovic-Savic, another player that's unhappy in Saudi Arabia. Why are these players going to Saudi Arabia and after 6 months being unhappy? What is going on? You know, I thought money makes man happy, no? These man got the bag, and yeah, they're like, you know, I think people have realized as well, yeah. People have realized, and I'm not saying this is the case with any of these players that are unhappy at Saudi Arabia, but I know a lot of managers and players themselves have realized that, you know, when you sign a contract and there's a termination of that contract, yeah, our stint ends short. We're not, you know, our time together is going to be cut short, but I get paid all that money. I get paid all of that money. My lawyer has to then come in and decide how that money is paid, whether the club can afford to pay me now or whether they pay me over the course of the next 12 months. Either way, whatever I've signed in that contract needs to be paid to me. So I think players and managers, especially managers, they know this. So they go into jobs 6 months trying to get themselves sacked. Graham Potter, all them dons done it, bro. You see these man, they've got themselves in they've come to a point, shall I say, where these guys are, a lot of people are in it for the money. We understand players are in it for the money. You know, a reason why you can say that is because the quality of player, in my opinion, has dropped off significantly since the days of the Henrys and them man. Them man back in the day, well, these man are kids in comparison to them man. Yeah, of course, you've got a few teams around the world that have got some, you know, mentality monsters and they're running things. You know, the Man Cities, the Real Madrids, and so on and so forth. But you know, it's only a small handful. It's a small handful. And now a lot of people are just in it for the money. They become football players for the money. They're managers for the money, and then they realize, okay, I can get sacked next week and get all my money. Oh yeah, fuck it, I'm not going to do anything. Graham Potter, 50 million payout. 50 million payout after. Come on, bro. Oh boy, managers have got it easy, blood. They might have to. Some of them might tarnish their reputation along the way, but you know they might not care about that. You tarnish my reputation. Who cares? You just paid me 50 million. I'm going to go and live life. I'm going to go and live life. You know, beat Liverpool 5-0, then we talk. Exactly. No redemption, says Tone. I agree. I don't agree. I mean, I'm kind of in the middle on this one. I don't know, because I've seen Arsenal turn up and do extremely well, 5-0, 3-0, whatever it may be. And then the next game, it's like, oh, sluggish, slow, lethargic. Don't look like the same team. Arsenal's performances, especially over the past, say, 6 to 12 months. 6 to 12 months. That's taken us back to these times last year. We've been extremely bipolar. The performances have been all over the place. There's been some good performances. There's been some underwhelming, atrocious performances, like ones that you just want to move on from and just forget that ever happened. You know, the Brighton one last year at home, 3-0, absolutely atrocious. Nottingham Forest 1-0, absolutely atrocious. If we won both of those games last season, just know the Premier League would have come back to the Emirates. Just know. So, you know, you have to understand why people like me and other people are skeptical, man. Big up the guys. Big up Iria, I think your name's that. Big up Wax. I love you, man. Watching from Poland. Respect, mate. Great content. Much appreciate you. I appreciate every single one of you, man. Big up all the guys in Poland as well. Soft Youths want to leave for Saudi. That's all. Big up Ravi. Haven't seen you in a while, man. Good to see you. We're playing Liverpool soon, so I expect you here on that day. But yeah, man, it's going to be an interesting second half to the season. I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes and what Arsenal can do in the next week, just over a week, to pull out a player in the bag. Are we going to pull out a player out the bag? Shall I say, like, is it going to happen? What's Arsenal doing? Are they getting a move on? And they, you know, what's happening with ESR? You know, ESR bid rejected the other day. Bid rejected for ESR. Let's actually dive into that and talk about that. So West Ham made an approach for ESR a few days ago. As we do know, we kind of spoke about it. And, you know, I've said, look, Arsenal are potentially looking at a sacrifice at this moment in time. You know, if Arteta wants to improve this squad, this January, the only way he's going to be able to do that is by sacrificing one of these players. In my opinion, if you're looking at the squad, the only two players that I would be willing to sacrifice because I think I could get something for them would be Eddie Nketiah and ESR. They're the two players that I would look at this moment in time. There could be others. Maybe it could be Jesus or someone like that. Jesus has been underwhelming this season. If someone come in right now and say, you know what, 50 million for Jesus, I think I'll take that. I think I'll take that right now. But that's a different story. ESR and Eddie Nketiah look like the two players, in my opinion, that Arsenal would be willing to sacrifice in order to make something happen. But then we had Mikel Arteta come out. He said no, he doesn't want to sell ESR. He wants ESR at Arsenal. There's a place for him in the team. He needs minutes. I'm going to try and find him minutes. We're lacking attacking threat. We need ESR for that attacking threat. So on that basis, Mikel Arteta was kind of pouring water over the speculation. And then we got a report to say that Arsenal and West Ham were actually in conversation to try and find a way. I was like, rah, this is all BS. What's going on here? But then later on that day, we actually got a confirmation from not only Fabrizio Romano, but also various other sources as well, confirming that the initial bid that West Ham had put on the table has been rejected. Fabrizio Romano says Arsenal said no to West Ham's approach over a loan move for Emil Smith-Rowe. West Ham had a concrete contact on Thursday, and then on Friday they made the proposal for a loan deal for Smith-Rowe. But Arsenal said no, as it made no sense. And of course it made no sense because we need finances. Like loaning Smith-Rowe to West Ham makes no sense. Yeah, of course, he might get more minutes. Yeah, of course, he might be able to develop. Yeah, of course, he might learn something from playing with Bowen and Quetta and all those type of dons, because I believe West Ham have got a good team. I think, to a degree, you could literally argue about whose team is better, West Ham or, and I'm talking about not overall team, I'm talking about starting 11. There is a debate to be had over whose team is better, Arsenal starting 11 or West Ham starting 11. I think multiple positions we outweigh them, of course, but when it comes to attacking threat and when it comes to even midfielders that they have, I think West Ham win in multiple positions, unfortunately. But it is what it is. But for us, it doesn't make any sense. He says perhaps a big offer could make a difference for financial fair play, and that's what makes sense to Arsenal, but not alone. He says they are also more than happy to keep Smith-Rowe at the club because Mikel Arteta was very happy with him, and he is convinced that the potential is there, and we all know the potential was there. We just, in my opinion, I feel like not only as injuries kind of led to ESR having, these moments of not getting minutes and so on and so forth, but I just don't think the manager believes in him the way the manager says he believes in it. I honestly think that. I think that one of the strongest reasons why Smith-Rowe is unsellable at this moment in time, if he is unsellable, it's only because of the homegrown quota or the fact that Arsenal want to make big money off it. If you ain't coming to the table with at least 40 million, I ain't selling you ESR. But I'll keep ESR because I need him for the homegrown quota. It's funny because this is what happens in football. Things can bite you back in your ass. And there's a story that I want to tell that I watched on the Filthy Fellas the other day. I can't pronounce this guy's surname. Nedum Onuwa used to play for Man City. I'm sure you guys remember that, Don. He said, listen, Man City, when Roberto Mancini come in, he dismissed him. Him, Adebayor, Bearman got chucked with the under-16s, and they were playing with the under-16s because the manager was more or less trying to let them know that he didn't want to play with. He wasn't really trying to fuck with them like that. But he said one thing that bit Mancini in the arse is when he comes to register in his squads, he realized, oh shit, I actually need my man who I'm trying to force out the door, who I'm not giving minutes to, I'm not trying to play, because I need him for the homegrown quota. So he said that he was saved. I don't even think he played, but for the Champions League, they needed him. And that kind of bit him. And this is kind of, I'm not saying that Arteta was forcing ESR out. I'm not saying that at all. He's not playing with the under-16s or anything like that. But the difference is the point I'm trying to make is that ESR is clearly not being used by Arteta one way or another. He doesn't rate him, it's an injury, whatever it is, right? However, Arteta knows that if he sells ESR, he has to replace him with another homegrown player. Therefore, there's going to be a lot of Arsenal are going to be really reluctant to sell in this player unless they bring in big amounts of money. Do you know what I mean? So on that basis, it's kind of similar to that story because we need ESR to register a 25-man squad. We need ESR to register enough players for the Champions League. So we need to keep him around. And the only way we're going to sell him is if we can replace him with another homegrown player. So, you know, you're looking at the market, and this is what we've already gone through over the past couple of days. You're looking at the market. Who out there right now can I buy that's going to be a significant improvement on ESR right now, who isn't going to cost us a fortune? No one. No one. There isn't any significant improvement on ESR that isn't going to cost you a fortune right now. So it doesn't make any sense for Arsenal to make that move. The same with Eddie Nketiah. It doesn't make any sense for them to make that move because there isn't a significant improvement on Eddie Nketiah in the Premier League that's homegrown over the age of 21, who I'm not going to be able to. Do you understand? So it doesn't make any sense. If we sell Eddie Nketiah, just know Dominic Solanke will be the answer. Are you happy to have Dominic Solanke over Eddie? I mean, I probably would be, but how long does that last? I mean, I'm trying to build to win. I'm not trying to build just to kind of cover holes and have you as a yes man on the sidelines that I can bring you on and you're happy just to be at Arsenal because, you know what I mean? I'm not on all that. I want Dusan Vlahovic. I want the biggest dons available that are going to come in here and take us to the next level. So Mikel Arteta and Edu have to figure out how they're going to work out this homegrown thing because inevitably Eddie Nketiah, Reece Nelson and Smith Rowe have to leave. They have to leave if they're not going to get minutes here. So what do we do? Who do we look at and say, all right, cool, we have to bring you in as a replacement now? You know, who do you bring in? You know, I mean, that is literally a question for the people in the chat. If you sell Smith Rowe, who do you bring in that's going to be cheap enough for Arsenal to afford right now? Can anyone give me an answer? Same with Eddie Nketiah. You know, it's mad. It's mad. A replacement would be Eze. Big up Nam. I would agree. But is Crystal Palace going to let go of Eze right now for around the same amount of money that we would make on ESR? I don't think so. I think off ESR, we're going to make about, say, 35 to 40 million, max. Max. I think we could even probably make 25 million for ESR. I don't think it's going to be that much of a big deal, yeah? So on that basis, if we just say we get 30 million for ESR, who do we bring in that's a significant improvement on ESR that costs us 30 million without us having to find money elsewhere? We can't, not at this moment in time. We can't. Eddie is definitely going to cost 60 million. That's double the amount of money we're going to make on ESR. Again, it's just not feasible for Arsenal at this moment in time to make those type of moves. This is the reason why ESR, Eddie and Nketiah, all their man have to stay here. It's business, how business works, ladies and gentlemen. That makes sense, Wax, with the homegrown quote situation. That's how it works, bro. That's how it works. You know, and unfortunately, Arsenal, that's why we signed Declan Rice. Declan Rice was Rob Holding's replacement. We got rid of Rob Holding, and the homegrown replacement was Declan Rice. Do you see it? Do you see it? Okay, we see it now. We see it. What are you guys telling me? So we're not buying anyone until the summer then. Okay, I see it clear now. Exactly. We ain't buying anyone until the summer. That is where we are at with this project. And that's going to be very interesting. Big up everyone that's joining us today, 5 p.m. You want to make sure you're back here. Me, Terry Flores, and Curtis Shaw. Raw and Uncut, episode 2. Yeah? Today at 5 p.m. You do not want to miss out on this one, ladies and gentlemen, because we are going in. We are going to be going in. We are going to be talking about all of this stuff, especially the finances behind the Arsenal Football Club and what's going on there. We know Terry dropped a video the other day on Football Terrace. He kind of broke it down. I mean, he's been having arguments recently with Lee Gunner over this situation. So that's going to be something pretty interesting to obviously touch on. But, you know, that what he said, what Terry says and what Terry has been saying is more or less what it is. Do you know what I mean? The numbers might not be exact, but that's what it is. And we're going to get down to the bottom of it today at 5 o'clock. And I'm going to put it on a platter for you because all of this, what I'm going to do, works into conjunction to help you understand that this project that we are backing is the reason why we're in this state at this moment in time. Now, people might not see it as a state, but it is a state. Because if you can't actually improve your squad based on the fact that you haven't been able to balance your books or been able to do the right things correctly for the best of this project, then it means you are detrimental to our project then, doesn't it? It means you are detrimental to the success of this project. If you can't manage money, if you can't manage players, come on, bro. Come on. It's clear as day. This is business, bro. This is business. And this is the reason why Terry, a businessman, Curtis also has a business, an understanding of business. And football, of course. We're going to break it down for you and give you an understanding as to why Arsenal are here and what Arsenal need to do in order to get out of this mess. Do you understand? It's going to be interesting. Arsenal's biggest problem. Yeah, make sure you're tuned in anyway. So, ESR. It doesn't look like ESR is going anywhere for now. And that could change depending on how West Ham reapproach the situation if they are interested, but we'll see what happens. Moving on here, we've got football. HITC Football understands Arsenal scouts were in attendance for the Bayern Leverkusen last gasp win against RB Leipzig this weekend. Now, Bayern Leverkusen are on smoke. We're over there scouting. We're scouting Bayern Leverkusen at this moment. Maybe we're trying to convince Xhaka to come back. I don't know. Or maybe Mikel Arteta wants to kind of analyze what Xabi Alonso is doing with this team and maybe taking bits and pieces from it to kind of bring to our system. I don't know. Because Xabi Alonso at this moment in time is doing absolutely tremendously well. First job, First job. I know the Bundesliga isn't the greatest of leagues, but it is still competitive. And when you're a team like Bayern Leverkusen and you're outpowering Bayern Munich, the kings of that league, then there's a lot that needs to be said there, isn't it? And you're looking at what Xabi Alonso is doing. Two players that are cooking for Xabi Alonso at this moment in time is Frimpong and Grimaldo. They're two players that Mikel Arteta was heavily invested in. Grimaldo, in fact, they got him for free. We were linked with Grimaldo for 6-12 months. It was like we actually thought Grimaldo was going to be coming to Arsenal. We knew that he was coming to the end of his contract and so on and so forth. We decided to sign Zinchenko for 35, 40 million or whatever it was we spent on him. And Grimaldo went to Bayern Leverkusen. I would have been happy with Grimaldo as well. It would have allowed us to change the way we play, the way we attack. It would have given Martinelli so much more support. And Grimaldo would have been able to invert as well. And, it's a shame that we didn't get it done. But those are two players. Frimpong, another one that could still see himself at Arsenal in the future, previously at Manchester City. So he would have a relationship with Arteta. That can still happen. And he is someone else that is cooking. Scored a beautiful goal the other day as well that I saw. I don't know how Xabi Alonso's got these guys playing with so much freedom and so much attacking threat. It is just mental. And they're destroying it. It does look like at this point you could say Bayern Leverkusen will win the Bundesliga, really and truly. But we're scouting over there. We're looking at Xavi Simons. We're looking at Lois Openda, Jeremy Frimpong, Ezequiel Palacios. We're looking at a few different players. They're all on the radar according to HITC Football. So, a good couple of names there. I mean, Frimpong, Xavi Simons, and even Ezequiel Palacios. Very, very, very good player. I think I'm taking all three of them. Lois Openda, he's been scoring, and a lot of people have been talking about this guy. I haven't really watched him thoroughly to know what type of player he is and what he can bring. But with the other names that we've mentioned there, I 100% take all three of them. But yeah, Arsenal are getting their scouting on. I don't know who's doing the scouting because as far as we're aware, all the scouts got made redundant back in 2020. So, I don't know. I don't know who the scouts are, whether they know how to identify talent. I don't know, but we have to kind of hope that these guys know what they're doing. Something else that was really interesting for me is obviously Gabriel Magalhães and, the amount of goals that he has scored since he has joined the football club. And this is very, very questionable, especially on Eddie Nketiah, who actually is a striker. But Gabriel has 12 league goals since 2020. So since he's joined the club, he has scored 12 league goals. In the same space of time, Eddie Nketiah only has 16. Now, people can obviously say, when Nketiah comes off the bench, blah, blah, blah. He's a striker, bear that in mind. He's always in front of goal. He's in front of goal way more than Gabriel Magalhães is. And obviously, Gabriel Magalhães, minutes-wise, probably outweighs him. But, I mean, that's not really the point here, to be quite fair. It's like, come on, how can you have a centre-back in the same space of time that's almost on par with your striker? This doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And it's really kind of embarrassing for Eddie Nketiah to actually look at these numbers. I mean, hopefully, obviously, because he's not going to be sold, hopefully Eddie can see this and say, you know what? I'm not having this. Bro. I need to make sure I bag in this second half of the season, bro. I need to be bagging because this is embarrassing, bro. Really, really embarrassing. I thought I'll quickly touch on that and bring that to your attention. Don't want to talk on it too much. Don't want to obviously slander anyone or anything like that. Everyone right now is a part of the squad. We're going for it. If we can't get it, we don't get it. It's that simple. But on that basis, if we can't get it, then my stance on the situation. My stance on the situation will be Mikel Arteta has to go, and that's it, man. Like context can't be looked at. Context cannot be looked at if you are finishing less than the previous season. Context can't be looked at. Okay, it can't be. If Arteta finishes second again this season, then I can look at the context and say, all right, cool, benefit of the doubt, we go again next season. But other than that, we can't. We'll have to just say, you know what, you tried. Thank you ever so much for what you have tried to do. Thank you for ever so much for what you have, where you have put us, because you have put us in a much more confident position than we were 4 or 5 years ago. We can give that to you. However, man, we need someone that can actually take the players over the line. You know, we've got a good enough squad right now. You have to also bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, another reason why this is so key, a key decision for KSE to make. You know why this is so key for KSE to make right now? I'll tell you why, yeah? Arsenal have got top quality players that are walking into their last 2 years of their contract. They're walking into their last 2 years. Saka, Saliba, all of these guys are walking into their last 2 years of their contract at the end of this season. Now, we know what the protocol is when players start moving into the last 2 years of their contract. It means renew their contracts. But if Arsenal can't get an ROI, if Mikel Arteta can't deliver on results and he can't deliver an ROI for KSE, then how the fuck do we increase their wages? How do we do that? How do we do that? We can't do that. It means that the next season if we don't achieve the goals set out next season, it means not only could we fall off, but we can lose Saka, we can lose Saliba, we can lose Martinelli, we can lose Odegaard, we can lose all the players that you actually made us more or less have faith in, more or less, you know, buy into and see as the future of Arsenal Football Club. You as a manager could actually cost us those players. You could cost us those players. You can cost us those players based on the fact that you can't deliver the results, man. We've been in this process before. Remember, after 2004, how many years did we have to wait before we started seeing the guys that we got gassed up on, the Nasris, the Adebayors, the Fabregases, the Helebs, all of the players that were coming into Arsenal after losing those invincible players that we started looking at like, oh my God, we're still building for the future. Oh my God, we were gassed. And then guess what? So by 2009, after 4.5, 5 years of not winning a trophy or not winning the Premier League, it wasn't sustainable. We couldn't keep Fabregas. We couldn't keep Nasri. We couldn't keep these dons. Why? Because their value goes up, their wages go up, but we're not going up. We're not going up. There's no return here. There's no return. We're not winning the Premier League. We can't keep these players. Plus, we've got all these other debts that we're dealing with at the moment. The best option for Arsenal right now was to sell these players. Every single season, we're going to sell them. And they get to 2011 when we're signing Mikel Arteta, the fraud that's managing our club right now. And if you look at the team that we had when we signed Mikel Arteta, everybody would have said, this team is disgustingly fell off. Disgusting. So what I'm saying is if Mikel Arteta does not deliver after the amount of money that's gone into this project, which is so much more significant to the amount of money we would have spent back then on what Arsene Wenger was doing, so much more significant. If all that money and you still can't deliver results, not only are you jeopardizing your own future at the club as a manager, but you're also jeopardizing our players, because those players, to balance things out, in order for us to keep things ticking and keep things going as a business, there's going to be a strong possibility that we're going to have to turn to our assets and sell them. And that's all based on the fact that this manager was given over £1 billion to spend on his project for over 4 years, and he couldn't deliver. And everyone backed the process. Everyone was deluded enough to believe that this was the guy. I'm hearing guys online saying King Arteta and all of this stuff. Bizarre people, right? All of that stuff for you to then see all of your assets just leave. Listen, I hope it doesn't come to that. I swear to God, it doesn't come to that, bro. I think I want to see my team fall to shit. I'm just looking at everything there is to look at. I'm looking at it from a different eye. I'm looking at it from a different lens to the general public, to most people online. This is the reason why tonight at 5 p.m. you need to join us, because me, Terry, and Curtis, we're going to be cooking, bro. We're going to be cooking. I'm going to be offering this information to you guys on a platter. And if you ain't going to take it in, then don't take it in. It's entirely up to you. You know, it's not about being negative. And that's one thing I want to put out there, because some people have already kind of commented on the tweet that we put out. I said, oh, you want to be negative? Nobody wants negative. Raw and Uncut isn't about being negative, bro. Raw and Uncut is about saying it as it is and talking about the subjects that people don't want to talk about. Talking about the things that people are scared to talk about. The uncomfortable, the controversial conversations. That's what Raw and Uncut is about. That's why it's called Raw and Uncut. It's about having uncomfortable and controversial conversations. That's all it is. And like I said, tonight at 5 p.m. or this afternoon at 5 p.m. when you guys join me, I'm going to be talking about this. FFP, profitability and sustainability, all of that. We're going to talk about all of that. So make sure you guys join me. So yeah, man, it's not about being negative. It's just about talking about the things people are scared to talk about or don't like talking about. The truth, that is, the truth. People are scared of the truth. That's why they live a lie. But no, we are the truth. We are the truth. Man's out here saying King Arteta. I couldn't believe that guy, bro. I don't even know who he is, but I see it. King Arteta, you know. Anyway, it's understood that more meetings will take place soon to discuss the future of Karim Benzema. As we do know, Benzema is kind of falling out of love with what's going on over at Saudi Arabia. Another player that's kind of falling out of love, and it does look like he could potentially be leaving. I shall be here for that stream later. I'll big you up, my guy. Come on, today 5 p.m. It's gonna be lit. I'll bring the syrup, please. Bring it, man. Make sure you got your seatbelts fastened. We want to break the internet, bro. We want to break the internet. True wax, but let's stay back in the day with Wenger. A top player cost around 40 million. Now it's 3 times higher. So of course that makes the overall spend much greater. Well, listen, I get your point. I mean, inflation has, it increased the value of players, right? But if that's the case, then there's no excuses for terminating Aubameyang's contract, terminating Pepe's contract, Willian's contract. There was no excuse for it. There's no justifications for that. We're talking about a market now that's super inflated, super duper inflated. That's what we're talking about, right? So if the market is super duper inflated and people are selling bang average players for more than they are, how did we not make a penny off a Bellerin? How did we not make a penny off a Bellerin? How did we not make a penny off Aubameyang? How did we not make a penny off a Mesut Ozil? Come on. The amount of money we spent on the players that we terminated combines to about 300 million, bro. It's crazy amounts of money we're just terminating here. There we go. So it doesn't matter what market you're in. It doesn't matter whether it was 20 years ago, whether it was now. The market and the way the market is viewed and the way the people act in the market is exactly the same. The only thing that's different is the amount of money that is involved in these deals now. It's bigger money. It's bigger money, of course. But thanks to Alex Ferguson, thanks to Arsene Wenger, thanks to all of those people, we're the reasons, and Real Madrid and they were the reasons why we catapulted football into where we are now. But it doesn't mean you've got the right to spend over £1 billion on a project and not deliver me a Premier League, bro. Not deliver me a Premier League. You're telling me, as a fan and as a business owner, you're happy to spend over £1 billion on a project, being a team that's already established. It's not like we're trying to become it's not like we're Everton trying to money launder. It's not like we're Sunderland trying to become Man City. We're Arsenal. We've been Arsenal. Thanks to Arsene Wenger, he kept us in that position of being one of the biggest clubs in Europe. So we don't need a 4-year process and over £1 billion spent on a project, and then you're telling me I can't ask for a Premier League title yet. And the context is, oh, Man City are in the league, Liverpool in the league. So that context wasn't applied. That context wasn't applied when everybody was Arsene Wenger out, was it? That context wasn't applied then. It wasn't applied when Arsenal finished 12th the following season of Arsene Wenger taking over, and Man United were outspending everyone in the Premier League. Context wasn't applied then. It was all about results. It was all about mentality, right? That's what it was about. You want context. You want context, people. That's what I'm saying. People want context. I'll give you context. Arsene Wenger took over Arsenal when Arsenal finished 12th in the league. 12th. You want context? 12th. In 18 months, what did he do? In 18 months, what did he do? Exactly that. Exactly that. Done a double in 18 months. That's context for you, bro. And in the same space of time, he signed his own player for 900k and sold him in a space of 18 months for 25 million. And he bought us Henry with the same money. And he bought us a new training ground with the same money. You want context? That's context. That's success. That's what you buy into. You don't buy into a 4-year project over $1 billion spent and you can't deliver me a Premier League. And then you want to tell me about Man City. Shut up, man. There you go. There you go. All for all those Context FC frauds. Context FC. Oh, if he finishes 3rd and 4th, I need to look at the context. Well, and you keep looking at the context, you fraud. You don't even know what's going on. You don't even know what's going on. There you go. The fact is, you know, if Arsenal was already built for Arteta, imagine that. Arsenal wasn't built for our Arsene Wenger. Yeah, we had good players in the squad. But come on, man. If again, you want context, let's go back and look at how those players were in the squad when we finished 12th. Alcoholics, rehab, drugs, gambling problems. Arsene Wenger had a lot to sort out. You think Aubameyang was negative and toxic? You think Aubameyang was negative and toxic, right? The maddest thing is, based on that logic, we can say Paul Merson was toxic then. Because Paul Merson, big up Paul Merson, I love Paul Merson. He's a real legend. He's a real baller, yeah? Real baller. But let's be real now. Based on that logic that we've used about Aubameyang and other players that were in the team, you know, oh, they turn up late. Yeah, what you think Paul Merson wasn't turning up late? You think Paul Merson didn't have gambling problems, alcohol, drinking problems? Did Arsene Wenger say, you know what, you're not good for my dressing room, I'm going to terminate your contract? No, in fact, what Arsene Wenger done is Arsene Wenger sold him for £5 million to Middlesbrough. That's what Arsene Wenger done. And guess what? That was the most money Arsenal had made off a player. Oh, but you want to talk about context? You want to talk about context? This guy has terminated everyone's contract and still to this day hasn't been able to sell one of his own players for more money than he actually bought them for. You want to talk about context? Oh, yeah, no, actually, the only player who's actually sold for more money was Matt Turner. Well done. Well done. I want to talk about context. I'll give you context, bro. Yeah? Like I said, fuck context at this moment in time. The context right now is you've had 4 years, you've had over £1 billion spent on your project, and right now we need an ROI. We need ROI, return on investment. If you can't deliver a return on investment, get the fuck out. That's how it works. Because this is a business. That's how it works. So anyone that's sitting there saying, oh, but please, Wax, we need to give him more time. Give him more time to do what? To sign another fraud like Kai Havertz and then make him the highest earning player at the club. Kai Havertz alone has cost us 140 million. 140 million just for Kai Havertz. Round of applause. Round of applause. You're telling me Mikel Arteta spent more money on Kai Havertz than Arsene Wenger done in a decade, even though he won 3 Premier Leagues in that space of time. Fucking fantastic business, isn't it? Fantastic business. Again, people don't like to talk about these type of things. These ain't the things that people are going to talk about. No, King Arteta, he needs more time. He needs a striker. Bro, he's had enough time. He's had enough time to identify strikers, identify any holes that we have in this team. But no, you're not gonna identify players that are improvements, significant improvements, are you? No, you're gonna go to rejects. No, please, can I have you, Jorginho? Please, Jorginho. I love you. I've always loved you. Come over to Arsenal. Oh, Havertz. Please. Oh, Eddie, here's 100k. Be a yes man and sit on the fucking bench. Go on, here. I've got all the money. I'm in control. These fans can't tell me nothing. Don't worry, Eddie. You sit on that bench and just earn your 100k. I'll bring you on. You don't even have to score a goal. I don't care. But I'll keep bringing you on. You know what I'll do at the same time? Just to make things easier for you, Eddie? I'll sell Balogun for 30 million. How about that? My guy? Don't worry. I got you. Fucking delusion. Don't trust me. Don't test me when it comes to this thing, bro, because you'll lose. Yeah, this project is fraudulent. It's one of the reasons why other content creators, you know, these ones that are getting on the fence, saying, oh, Arteta this, oh, I love Arteta. Yeah, you won't bring me on your show. You will never reach out to me and bring me on your show. No, come and shut your show down, innit? Come and shut your show down, bro. Yeah, give you the real facts that you won't be able to comprehend because your brain is so fucking micro. It's little brain. Yeah, your little brain. Little peanut brain. Give you the real context. You know, fucking context, yeah? Okay. No, then way there, bro. So, like, anyway, bro. We'll soon see, man. We'll soon see, bro. I'm telling you. Signing Havertz proves the manager isn't elite. 100%, bro. I just don't understand how anyone would have identified Havertz to come in and help you challenge for a title. How bonkers can you be? You know? Come on, you like look, at the end of the day, right? We're Arsenal fans and we back, even though we don't accept certain decisions, we still back them to a degree. Like with the Kai Havertz, nobody, even the guys that are calling him King Kai today, you was not backing it when we signed him. Yeah, you are not backing it. He wasn't even backing it. You wasn't accepting it. You pulled yourself around. You come around to accepting it. Same with me. I wasn't backing it. I was like, no, King Kai Havertz, really? And then I had no choice. And what I then became was optimistic. I thought, okay, let's see what we can do with King Kai. But I've had enough time. I mean, I'm not a guy that's been watching football for 6 months. I've been a guy that's been watching football, thoroughly watching football, and invested in football for my whole life. My whole life. Since 4 years old, bro. Since 4 years old. Yeah? So when I look at players and have enough time to identify and, analyze, etc., I've seen enough of Kai Havertz to tell you Kai Havertz is not the answer for Arsenal Football Club. It's not the answer for any team that want to actually challenge for a league consistently. Can you actually see Kai Havertz playing for Man City in that Man City team? Never. You know? Preach, Wax. It's not about facts. This is what I'm saying, bro. This is what we tell them. This is what you get, man. This is what you get. It's like I'm saying, how can you pay Kai Havertz 300k a week, 280k a week? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. He's allergic to passing forward. Arteta isn't that guy to get Arsenal to winning the big time trophies. He isn't, man. You can just tell. Look, teams. Look at all the managers. Look at all the managers that have won all the major honors. What do all of the managers that have won all the major honors have in common? Let's just think of this. Let's just think of this. Forget everything. There's two things, or even one thing, but I'm going to say two. There's two things that all of the elite managers who win all of the major trophies have in common. What do they have in common? I'll give you a couple of seconds. Can anyone just comment down below and just let me know? Remember, it's not even that to do with signings. Remember, all managers can make wrong signings. We know that. But does anyone know what all of the major trophy-winning managers, what do they all have in common? Can anyone quickly tell me? Please? Is anyone quick enough? Got well over 100 people in here. Is anyone quick enough to tell me what all of the winning managers have in common? There's two things. And Just Edge has got one of them right already. Man management. Man management, bro. People are sitting there calling out Mikel Arteta's man management for years, but they think he can win the trophy, he can win the major honours. The guy has been getting knocked out of the FA Cup at the fourth round. We haven't been past the fourth round since we won the FA Cup in 2020. 2020. Man management. Physical striker. Listen, a physical striker is not always a necessity. But man management is the key one. Man management. All of the managers, Tuchel, all of these guys. We can mention all of them. Alex Ferguson, Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp. All of the guys that have won major honours, the thing that they have in common, the two things that they all have in common, yeah, as well as all the other things that people can mention as well, like player ID, all of that. I mean, you know that there's managers out there that have got an eye for talent better than Arteta, clearly. But the two things that they have in common is one that, just as I said, man management, and the other one is game management. Now, I think Mikel Arteta is slightly improving on his game management. He is slightly improving. But the most important one is man management. If you can't man manage players, you will lose. You will lose, and you will lose, and you will lose. And Mikel Arteta has definitely proven that. Wax, your bench was worse than last year. Our bench this season is worse than the bench of last season, as you're saying. Can't be. It can't be. We brought in Kai Havertz. We brought in 4 new players since then. Aaron Ramsdale weren't sitting on the bench last season. He's an improvement on Matt Turner. Wax, some Arsenal fans believe this Arteta, the system has no issues. The quality, depth, and experience within our squad does. Listen, it is, man. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Big up Ronnie says, Wax, my G, Happy New Year, mate. Who are we going to sign this window, in and out? Ronnie, I wish I could tell you, man. It looks like Cedric Suarez and Mohamed El-Neni are the potential 2 outs. And that's all I can tell you. It's mad. You know, that's it. There's no real links telling us about anyone. Obviously, we are going to talk about one player in this video, or 2 players in this video. Next, I don't actually have long left. Actually, I've been waffling along. I've got a meeting in literally 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I bet £5 Big C will be late. He won't be late because I'll be putting pressure on him. Now, big up Big C, man. I've set the stream for about 5:05 anyway. I've told them both to be there for 5 o'clock. So let's see. But anyway, the two main topics are Ivan Toney, Benzema. I don't think Arsenal are going to be signing Benzema. It's all kind of been shut down by Fabrizio Romano already. He's basically said that the money's going to be too much. Benzema's already kind of confirmed that he's not willing to take a pay cut, etc., etc. So I don't know how that one's going to go, and I don't think Arsenal are going to get that one done. This one, surprisingly, Arsenal have been looking at Ryan Aït-Nouri. I believe that's how you pronounce his surname. Arsenal and Liverpool amongst clubs monitoring the Wolves left back. Sources have told Football Insider. Sources say a move in the summer is a real possibility, with both clubs laying the groundwork for a potential switch. Now, this is coming from P.O. At Sports. I'm not too sure. P.O. Rourke. I don't really buy into him. I think he's just a clickbait guy, talks a bag of shit, works with a Football Insider. You know, I don't really buy into him. A lot of what he said over the past has been false. But this is a decent left back, you know. Could come in, you know, make something happen. I think he's, you know, fast. He's got, you know, technical ability as well. And he's young. He's got Premier League experience. He's been here for about 3-4 years now. And it's like he's grown. If you actually go and look at Aït-Nouri's pictures, yeah, like he's gone from looking like a little teenage boy to actually looking like a man in a short space of time. He's gone from looking like Mo Salah in certain pictures. He's looking like Hugh Wizzy in certain pictures. I'm then seeing him look like Asco from flipping. You man probably won't even know Asco. Hey, bro, he looks like a bag of different dons, boy. I don't know what's going on. This mixed race thing. But yeah, Arsenal are looking at this left back. Maybe it's something that we could try and get done. But let's see what happens. I don't think I've got the tweet here, but I did want to talk about Ivan Toney. So obviously there's a report coming out to suggest that Arsenal are still interested in getting an Ivan Toney deal done. Ivan Toney still wants to move to Arsenal. He wants to pay respect to obviously Brentford, stay at Brentford to the end of the season. And there's a really strong possibility that he will become an Arsenal player. So I think behind the scenes, there's been conversations between both camps of Arsenal and Ivan Toney's camp. And they actually want to, you know, try and get something done, kind of get it done, you know, get it done. So on this basis, we could probably see Ivan Toney being the marquee striker for Arsenal in the summer. And according to everything that's going on behind the scenes, Arsenal are keen. Ivan Toney's keen. They want Toney to obviously. Who did I speak to the other day? They told me that Ivan Toney is focused on obviously, you know, getting back to his best again and. Potentially joining Arsenal at the end of the season. The amount of money that's being spoken about is crazy. It's about 70 million. So that's what Brentford are kind of negotiating with Arsenal. So 70 million for Ivan Toney. That's probably what we're going to be paying, 60 to 70 million. But do comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on that. Ivan Toney to Arsenal. Are we going to be happy to make that happen in the summer? Or are we going to be underwhelmed? I would prefer to go for a Dusan Vlahovic. I wanted Ivan Toney now to help us over the line for this season, because I feel like that's what we need. We need a striker now, not in the summer. You know, in the summer, like, come on, man. This is bro. I don't know what's going to unfold as long as this manager is still the manager. This doesn't sit right well with me. It doesn't sit right with me. I don't feel assured. You know, that's what it is. Anyway, last person I want to talk about is Martin Zubimendi. Now, according to reports, Martin Zubimendi has told Real Sociedad and people close to him that he is joining Arsenal Football Club in the summer. It says here that Martin Zubimendi has picked Arsenal and has bid farewell to the La Liga side. And this is according to Jason Suter online. Now, this is pretty awesome. This is really pretty awesome. And Martin Zubimendi is a very, very good player. We've been linked with him a number of times. He has rejected us twice in the past. The first time he rejected us, he wanted to stay in the Liga. The second time he rejected us, he wanted to move to Barcelona, or he was hoping Barcelona was coming in for him, so he wants to keep his options open. Arsenal obviously backed out of it, but now Arsenal have re-expressed interest And according to the latest, Martin Zubimendi is now open to leaving Real Sociedad and moving to Arsenal in the summer. So this could be a big move for us. £52 million is what's being mentioned. I believe that's his release clause. So if Arsenal trigger it, they trigger it. But this will be a player that we are more likely to see. Him and Ivan Toney, two of the new players joining Arsenal Football Club in the summer. Do comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on that one, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate every single one of you, each and every time, yeah? Let me just run through some of these comments. Remember, back here at 5 o'clock, man. 5 o'clock. Big one at 5 o'clock. Already bidding farewell. A transfer that might happen in the summer. Imagine. Vlahovic is the best striker we can actually get. Hosman doesn't look realistic. Yeah, I would see Vlahovic as my number one choice, to be quite fair. I think he's got more to his game than Hussein as well. So, yeah, I think, you know, the qualities that Vlahovic has benefits Arsenal down to a T. Like, that's the type of striker we need. Not a Jesus. No, that's not the type of striker we needed. It's a Dusan Vlahovic. He's literally a complete striker, in my opinion. We do need a striker now, Wax, but we are not getting a striker. Absolutely, bro. It's not going to happen. Isaac, please. Yeah, I'll sign Isaac. Big up my guy, Southern Guna in the building. It says morning, Wax, and the brethren. If we bring in anything, it will be mostly one person. Yeah, I think maybe a little loan. We could see a loan come through the door. Other than that, yeah, there's nothing happening here, bro. There's nothing happening here, man. Curtis is going to be late. Don't worry, man. When you putting pressure on him, bro, he ain't running late. I ain't trying to start the stream when anyone late. You need to be there ready. Yeah. But it's going to be a live stream, man. You guys need to check it out. Make sure every single one of you are there. This video, in fact, is going to redirect you to the stream itself. So please, when you get there, just hit that like button. Make sure we've got so many likes from that video, and make sure we've got over 100 people waiting for us when we are ready to go live at 5. So yeah, man, it's been an absolute pleasure, though, guys. Thank you ever so much for joining me this morning. Big up every single one of you, man. Big up Prime Henri. Big up my guy Tone. Big up Greeny Man in the building. Big up Static. Big up Naga. Big up Abdullah, Saksham, Amin, everyone I can see at the bottom of this chat. We appreciate every single one of you. Big up my guy Nathan Hawthorne. Every single one of you. Southern Guna. Come on, man. Big up Bass. I see you, man. I see you. Big up DWTT. All of the guys, man. Make sure we are hitting the like button on our way out. And yeah, guys, I look forward to seeing you lot at 5 p.m. Make sure you're not late. Peace to you. Yeah. I'm talking to you, blood. I need you to hit the like button.